days. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? Welcome to Innowave. This is a tale of two cities, Varna, Bulgaria, and Cluj-Napoca, Romania, the sea capital of Bulgaria and the heart of Transylvania. It is about people. It is about collaboration. It is about trust. It is about hope that future will be what we make it. It is about the power of together.
Hello, everybody. My name is Emilia Botezan. I'm representing the city of Cluj-Napoca, and I'm together with my colleague.
From Innowave Summit.
Sorry. Okay, this was the rehearsal. The thing is that you always know when it's an important event because something technical will go wrong, which means we are in a very important event. So, hello everybody, my name is Emilia Botezan. I represent the municipality of Cluj-Napoca. I'm here with my colleague.
Dimitar Vasilev, Innowave Summit from Varna, and we'll continue with...
Yes, we continue. So, we are nervous. We are not in shape after 2 years. And I remember my speech when we had Startup City Cluj-Napoca Days back in 2020 was, we march. Now we are in May. Yes, we may. Yes, we should. Yes, we can. So with that, I would like to introduce on the stage the people who really trusted us. You know, they trusted that our vision will bring us together. So the host of the city, Mayor Emil Boc, European Commissioner Maria Gabriel, President of the Committee of the Regions, Mr. Apostolos Tsitsikostas, and Vice Mayor of the City of Varna, Ms. Plamena Marinova. Mr. Mayor, you know I'm the timekeeper, so without any introductions, I will just give you the floor.
Here in Cluj-Napoca, we want our citizens to have the best possible quality of life. But we need to take good care of where we live and what the future will look like for our children. So we are working hard to achieve a Cluj-Napoca which is green, digital, and resilient. We aim to take care of the environment, to be sustainable, to be efficient, to develop durable infrastructure, to become climate neutral. We aim to ensure the digital transformation of our city, for our citizens, for our children, for our future. To achieve this feat, we use our competitive advantages, the collaboration between all relevant stakeholders and citizens, and our main asset, the universities and their students. We are already imagining the future of our city. And part of that future is not to leave anyone behind. So we are working to become more accessible and inclusive and tolerant and resilient. This is our story. This is our way. This is Cluj-Napoca, the heart of Transylvania.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome in the very heart of Transylvania, Romania. It is my great pleasure to introduce our special guest and supporter of the event. And please allow me to start with one of the most dynamic commissioners of the European Commission. Her office is Europe, not Brussels. A strong supporter of innovation and education across Europe, ambassador of startup cities, and a great friend of our city, ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner for Innovation, Education, Research and Youth, Maria Gabriel. Welcome, dear Commissioner. Also, please allow me to introduce to you the voice of 1 million local and elected officials in Europe. The most important president of the European Committee of the Region, and with his vision on the Conference on the Future of Europe, he succeeds to put our role of local and elected officials at our place in Europe, being the closest level to the citizens and the trustful level of politicians, starting with the local level. A visionary president of the European Committee of the Region, ladies and gentlemen, Apostolos Tzitzikostas. Welcome, dear President. Dear colleagues, we have the pleasure to have here our sister city of Braga, Portugal, and to have together the inspiring mayor of this city and at the same time a model of good practices for Cluj. We took a lot of examples from Braga, for example, in the participatory budgeting process and also social policies assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Braga, Ricardo Rio. Thank you, Mayor. He just crossed the Atlantic in 2 days to arrive in Cluj-Napoca, and appreciate your effort, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much. Please allow me to introduce a great and a wonderful friend of us, Deputy Mayor of Varna, for collaboration between our two local ecosystem of innovation, Plamena Marinova. Welcome again in our city. It's a great pleasure for our collaboration. I have to address special thanks in this very moment to other guests. Matthew Baldwin, manager of the Commission's Horizon Europe mission for 100 climate neutral cities and smart cities by 2030, the brain of this program, who is a strong supporter of climate neutral cities from the European Commission. Again, Matthew Baldwin. Welcome, Mr. Matthew. Thank you so much. Last but not least, Dimitar Vasilev. Thank you for bringing this event to Cluj. Due to you, Dimitar, it's a great honor and pleasure to have you here. Thank you for your great support. And here we have a colleague of us so inspiring with vision, and is a founding father of everything which is happening around high-tech in Central and Eastern Europe, Arturo Villar Menendez, for his vision-inspired strategy. Thank you, Arturo, for everything. And I have to address a special thanks to the President of Bulgaria, Rumen Radev, and he will be present in our conference virtually later with a message, but I do appreciate His Excellency's effort to address a message to our conference. So again, welcome to Cluj-Napoca in the very heart of Transylvania. Because Emilia told me that I have sharp 50 minutes, I have to be careful about every word I'm saying now. So the Innowave Summit 2022 is one of the most significant high-tech conferences in Southeast Europe. This event is bringing together entrepreneurs, top experts, startups, and C-level managers from 28 countries. The vision of Innowave Summit 2022 Cluj-Napoca is to unite the digital leaders of Europe and boost the innovation ecosystems. Now, a few words about innovation. We need innovation in order to protect democracy and our European way of life in the coming decades. I know you may say they are strong words, but yes, defending democracy and our European way of life, it's the most important issue and the most important task for us and for the next generations. And the innovation you will see is the key in the end, because the future of innovation in the end is the future of democracy on our continent. In this very moment, innovation is needed to tackle the Europe and the world's biggest challenges. Because in the end, the solutions for our biggest challenges are coming from the innovation. The solutions are here. So from that perspective, collaboration for innovation solutions have never been so important as it is in this very moment. Urgent action is required to achieve energy independence and to replace additional fossil fuels with sustainable alternatives. The war in Russia proved us that we have to take major steps in order to have a strategic independence in the field of energy. And the innovation has a key role to play here, and also has a key role on the future of our European way of life. And you are so much welcome and invited to come with innovative solutions in order to tackle these big issues of our Europe in this very moment. Madam Commissioner, innovation cannot be dictated from Brussels. We know that. Innovation, it's a bottom-up process with the support and guidelines and some money, of course, from Brussels and from the European Union. But the innovation is taking place here in Cluj, in Varna, in Brussels, in Rome, in Paris, all over Europe. That's innovation. But the most important thing that Europe is more united than ever in this very moment. And innovation is at the core of our process to moving forward. So investment in innovation today is necessary for promoting the renewable energy, the cheapest energy option, and of course, is green and not polluted. So before I close my speech, I would like to invite you to see a few slides just to see how important is the message I want to tell you about the innovation. If you have it, the slides. If I cannot, I can imagine the slides and I can delete, no problem with that. The idea is the following one. This city is a city of talents due to the major and the fantastic ecosystem of universities. And here you see in Cluj-Napoca the framework of knowledge economy. Our competitive advantage is our talents, and we move to knowledge economy because it's the most important resource on earth, knowledge based on education and innovation, and we have to assure our future. Here, they are the engines of Cluj-Napoca, and you will see ITC innovation at the core of the development of our city. And just a few facts about our city. You will see here that our city is at forefront in terms of promoting innovation, research, and development based on our collaboration in the ecosystem manner with our universities. Some other facts about our city. We are proud to let you know that European Commission selected our city to be one of 100 climate neutral cities by 2030, and we are so much engaged to provide a quality of life for our people and in the same time to support innovation in order to achieve in many fields. Because in the end, besides words, besides any information, what is important for the people to know that this competition brings investment, quality of life, and a lot of visibility of our city and the possibility to attract business money, private money, and at the same time, European money to our city. 2 days ago in Brussels with the Commissioner Maria Gabriel, we were able to sign the Partnership for Regional Innovation. And the Commissioner said it's the most extended laboratory of innovation in Europe, this Partnership for Regional Innovation, and we are proud to be part of this Partnership for Regional Innovation, again, as a signal of your work and your contribution to what is Cluj-Napoca and the main asset of our city. And look about this print and to imagine where is the place and what is the solution of innovation to everything, from future of democracy to digitalization, for climate change to mobility or energy independence. Here is the key. And if we do understand that, we do have a future in Europe. Someone said that innovation is the ability to turn ideas into bills. And it's so right. Because in the end, yes, it is about money. It is about our salaries. It is about our investment and about our quality of life. And I will tell you what once in Great Britain, the great inventor in electromagnetism, Faraday, he was visited at his place in Great Britain by the former Prime Minister of Great Britain of that time. And the Prime Minister, when he was at his office, asked him, what are you doing with all these magnets? What are they important? The researcher, what can he say to explain to the Prime Minister who had no idea about electromagnetism? I said one thing. You know, Prime Minister, in one day you are going to tax it. You are going to have money as a result of my innovation. And that was the case. And this is the case of innovation everywhere from now on. Because in the end, your work will see in the pockets of the citizens in terms of money and better quality of life. So I want to emphasize this aspect because it is so, so, so important. And Madam Commissioner, I want to share with you a proposal. You elaborated with the European Commission the strategy for European universities, and we have the honor and pleasure to have here today the rectors of Cluj-Napoca universities, and together with the local ecosystem. And please allow me also to mention that we have here all the rectors from the universities in Cluj-Napoca, and in the same time the representative of the local government. I want to salute the presence of the president of the county. Alin Tisha, please join us, Mr. President. A strong support of our ecosystem. And last but not least, our friend and your partner from Brussels in terms of collaboration with the European Parliament, Mr. Daniel Buda, who is the Europarliamentarian. Thank you, Mr. Daniel Buda, for being present as a part of the local ecosystem and working together here, because that's in the end Cluj, capacity of working together. And coming back to the proposal, because I mentioned about the university and the local ecosystem, we approved, with the support of the President of the European Committee of the Regions in the plenary session in Brussels, the strategy, our vision, our local and regional vision for universities. And we have there a proposal to create living laboratories for students in the universities with the support of local, regional authorities, with the national support, with the university support, and last but not least, if it's possible, with the European support. What does it mean? To increase the potential of innovation in the universities, offering to our students the possibility to bring ideas, to develop ideas, to create startups, and to move on. So we will create a fund here in Cluj-Napoca with our universities, and we'll ask money. I didn't mention just for free the president of the region, the president of the county, because we need also money from the county level. Also, the Prime Minister will be in the afternoon here, and we'll ask also for him. And if it's possible to have in mind at European level a project like was Wi-Fi for Europe, for example, support Wi-Fi for all, to improve it and to move with this project, because it's a long-lasting effect on this strategy. So that is the case to move on with our strategy. And having said that, 1 minute, Emilias, or it's over? Still 1 minute. For a joke, because I cannot leave the floor without a joke, because I told you about Faraday, science, but now I'm not taking the old joke when I said the factory of the future will have 2 employees, a man and a dog. The dog will be there to, the man will be there to feed the dog, and the dog will be there not to allow people to touch the computers. That's the future of our factories. But my new joke is the following one. Extra time, sorry, Emilia. Okay, extra time. I'll be shorter later. Because I have to be a conclusion about what I said. The rabbit is in the forest, and he is meeting the bear, complaining to him, saying, Mr. Bear, I cannot survive anymore. During the night, all the wolves trying to eat me. During the day, the dogs are there and try to eat me. I am desperate, go to suicide. Stop, said the bear. I have a solution. Please go tomorrow morning to the owl in the forest, deep forest, and he will have an advice for you and you will manage. He did it to me. Look, I'm perfect. Next day, the rabbit went in the forest to the owl, and the owl said, what are you doing here? You know, the bear, oh, okay, I know, he told me. So what's the problem? Again, you know, I cannot sleep, I have a problem, I'm going to be suicide. It's possible to deal with the life. The owl said, don't worry, we do have a solution. Look, from now on, from this very moment, you are a lion. A lion, strong, your voice is powerful, respectful in the forest, and everyone will pay attention to you, and no problem, no dogs, no wolves, everybody respect you. And for 2 hours, the owl explained to the rabbit exactly about to be a lion. After 2 hours, the rabbit left to the door and said, you know, may I have one single more question? What question? But exactly, how can I be a lion? How can I be that? You know, I am with a strategy. You are to put in practice the strategy from now on. So exactly is the conclusion. That's the vision of innovation, and now it's your job to put in practice and to do the best innovation ecosystem in Europe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much. Dimitar?
Ladies and gentlemen, for me it's an honor to give the word to the European Commissioner of Innovation, Research, Culture, Education and Youth, Maria Gabriel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, dear mayors, dear President of the Committee of the Regions, Deputy Mayor, dear friends of innovation made in Europe. It's always a great pleasure to be together with you. And I must say, first of all, big thank you, dear Mayor. I remember when we started together this journey. And now what we can see is that we don't have only a capacity to bring together people. We have a capacity to grow because we invest in talents and we have a vision for our future based on common values, with innovation, and especially with concrete benefits for our regions and for our citizens. That's in what I believe, that innovation is here not only to create a vibrant local innovation ecosystems, but to push us to advance, to invent, and really to co-shape and co-create together solutions for all of us. So I would like really to say big thank you. Thank you for your leadership. And maybe it's not common, but I will start with your last proposal. And always with proposals coming from mayors and proposals coming from the work with the Committee of the Regions, I'm very glad because as we work so intensively together since the beginning of the process, when their proposal is coming, I have always an answer. And that's not always the case with the European Commission, believe me. So, the proposal, it's already in our European strategy for universities. Remember, for the first time in the European strategy for universities, research and innovation is integrated. And one of our 3 key measures when we talk about the connection between universities and innovation is to have incubators at universities, living labs, those experimentation spaces where we can encourage much more young people to take risk, to create their own startups, to fail and to change the mentality in Europe that to fail, that means experience and that's not a fatality. So yes, next month, 23rd of June, you have a meeting with me. We'll organize our first ever European Education and Innovation Summit. And you know me now very well. We are organizing events with my team not only to talk about problems, but to have deliverables. And the first one, it will be to establish a European network of those universities that will be the task force to create the first these incubators. And the good news is that in the working program for Erasmus+, you have already a budget dedicated to this. Allow me that will be a surprise for the 23rd of June. Thank you. So now I will focus much more on innovation and the new European innovation agenda. What are the tools that we have at our disposal and what we need to continue to do together with you. I would like to say that it's always a pleasure to be in Cluj-Napoca, and I use this occasion to say thank you to the Mayor of Varna, to the Deputy Mayor, to the team, because that's a common work. It's true that now Innowave, it's a reference. We need events like this one in order not only to show what is the potential of this Southeastern Europe, what that means, concrete solutions, concrete achievables. And for me, it's really important because bringing so many people together, supporting innovation and co-creating new innovative solutions, this is indeed an important goal. Because I'm sure that innovators are so used to learn by testing, by training new form paths, to learn from each other, and that's why we need really events like this one. It's essential for your businesses too. It's not essential only for politicians, believe me. So I think that we can start with this process, working together, innovating together, building a community. Has come a significant way in the last decade to start increasing the innovation cohesion throughout all regions in the European Union. And yes, I think that now the President of the Committee of the Regions, Mayor Bok, is aware, but this topic is very close to my heart, because I firmly believe that we can't talk about the European leadership in the new wave of innovation in those critical fields like energy or agriculture or transport, if we don't bring all our regions with us on board. So for me, it's true that the last decade, we already have seen how some member states or regions that used to fall behind now show real progress in the numbers of startups, in the number of unicorns. It's significant, but it's not enough. We still have work to do, because innovation is a process, and processes need support. That is where the European Innovation Agenda comes in. The agenda has a clear goal. It's to reinforce our ability to accelerate deep tech innovative solutions, to address our deepest societal challenges, while securing Europe's strategic autonomy and the European way of life. You are so right, Mayor. So this new European Innovation Agenda will bring together policies, instruments, investments in a coherent approach. And when I'm saying that, I must say that I'm confident, because that's not up to the European Commission to come and to tell that's the main fields on which you have to innovate. No. For us, with my team, that was important first to listen to you, those that are on the ground every day. You know what are the problems, to identify together with you what are the main fields in which you'd like to see us intervene, and after, something more important for me, not to have a new strategy, but to have an action plan, to have flagship initiatives. And yes, in this framework, I would like to reassure you that the local innovation ecosystems are at the heart of the new European Innovation Agenda. Because by connecting the vibrant local innovation ecosystems that we already have in Europe, we'll build a new pan-European innovation ecosystem. And with the European innovation ecosystem, we can become, as Europe, a leader. We can become a global powerhouse for deep tech innovation and startups. So, how is the innovation agenda going to do that? I've been sharing with you some very, very important information. Our intention is to adopt the innovation agenda in the first week of July. So, that will be a package of 5 flagship initiatives. First, I think that our startups, and especially those that know what that means, valley of death, will agree that we need to attract private institutional investors to invest in deep tech startups. Second, we need to improve regulation. We have to talk about sandboxes, experimentation spaces. Third, by better innovation policy making. Fourth, by developing regional innovation ecosystems and connecting them at European level. And yes, finally, this magical word that is so dear to our heart, dear Mayor, increasing talent pool. We need really our talents here in Europe, but not to retain them. I don't like this expression. We have to offer them instruments and to choose to develop their idea in Europe. So, for us, that passes with concrete examples. First, we are preparing an initiative on finance to improve framework conditions for institutional investors to invest in venture capital funds specialized in scaling up of European deep tech startups. And there is also an initiative to support the establishment, implementation, and evaluation of regulatory sandboxes, living labs, and test beds to explore interlinkages between emerging technologies and regulatory practices, address perceived innovation challenges and regulatory hurdles. And I'm sure that our startups know what I'm talking about. There will be another initiative to strengthen and to interconnect the regional innovation ecosystems. Now we have the starting point. I'm really very glad that 2 days ago we were together in Brussels with the Mayor Bock, with the President of the Committee of the Regions, because we started this pilot action on partnership for regional development, innovation. So what we have now, we have 74 territories, and we have already here a critical mass to show that we are able to do it. So for me, we have only 1 year. Don't forget, the pilot is here for 1 year to have results. Not only to evaluate what are the most relevant policies, but to see what are the most relevant fundings and stakeholders able to transform all these synergies between programs and initiatives in order to address the sustainable development goals and to see how we can reinforce the role of our regions. And you know that you have a very, very good friend. I can assure you of my support. Finally, when we talk about innovation policy making, I'm aware that that's something quite general. That's a little bit the usual language of the European Commission, but I'm always asking my team to go in the content. What that means, we need data. Do you know that we even don't have a common definition of a startup in Europe? We don't have a database where all our startups can have access, can see what is produced, where there is a need to strengthen. So I think that it will be really important to have all this European database, and our intention is on these data to formulate targeted policy support to member states and to improve the coordination of innovation policy initiatives. Finally, when we talk about talent, that will be, I think, one of the main flagships initiative. You know that we are witnessing a new wave of innovation, the deep tech. That's our chance as Europe to be a leader, because we are leader in science, we have strong industrial sectors. The deep tech, it's exactly this world between both of them. So for that, we need talent. And our proposal will be very simple. Deep tech talent initiative. Next 3 years, we would like to train 1 million people with the right skills in this field. So I'm confident that there will be a lot of talents coming from Cluj-Napoca in the region and Romania and from Varna and Bulgaria. We are counting on that, on you. And here, dear startups and innovators, a special focus on women representation, because there is a huge untapped potential in Europe, women. We need more women in tech, supporting women entrepreneurship. Of course, boosting an entrepreneurial mindset all around, it's a priority as well, along with boosting cooperation with industry. But here, I must tell you that we need some concrete additional ideas, so don't hesitate to share your ideas with us. So I shared first what will be this new European innovation agenda. I think that we have 2 overarching objectives. First, to have Europe as a leader in the deep tech wave of innovation, and second, to connect the local innovation ecosystems in order to build a pan-European innovation ecosystem. So you can see, we can't succeed without you. But for sure, what is good is that we are not starting from scratch. We have already existing instruments, and that's what I would like now to share with you. Really, we have here some new instruments. We have some that need to be refreshed, maybe. But for me, what is important is that our startups, our innovators, our regions look more often to Horizon Europe program. You mentioned, Mayor, the mission on climate neutral and smart cities. This is maybe for the moment the most successful mission, and I'm really very, very glad. The question it will be to build synergies between our missions and the European Innovation Council, the European Institute of Innovation and Technology with our partnerships, but because when we talk about industries that can support startups, they are in. That's a challenge. Believe me, work in silo, it's not only for other fields outside of the European Commission. We have to make some additional efforts internally. But what I would like here to say is that you know that in the new Horizon Europe program, the biggest in the world, 95.5 billion euros, for the first time we have an entirely dedicated pillar on innovation. And here, please pay much more attention to the European Innovation Council, to the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, and to our European Innovation Ecosystem Program. First, I would like really to mention some words on the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, because I'm sure that you know that's the largest European innovation ecosystem, because they have a network of over 3,000 partners, hubs across Europe. Here we have an innovation cluster in Cluj-Napoca. So for me, the European Institute of Innovation and Technology can offer opportunities, talent, skill development programs, including those tailored to the needs of key areas such as the deep tech. By the way, the Deep Tech Talent Initiative will be together with them, and believe me, I will follow that very, very closely. Now, maybe one special point is the regional dimension in this work with the EIT. You know that we have the Regional Innovation Scheme. Please help us to see what is working well and when there is a need to intervene and to do something more. Because this EIT Regional Innovation Scheme is particularly focused on the regional dimension of innovation. Our intention is really to be there, to bring excellence of the European programs to the regional and local level, but that's why we need to identify and fund the talents where they can make the biggest challenge, that means in their communities. I'm convinced in this approach. Now we have 90 EIT hubs in 18 countries. 18, we are 27. We have to have more, especially in some parts of Europe. And I think that now there is new opportunities because you know that there will be 2 new KICs, Communities of Innovation and Communication. I think that one of them is particularly important for Cluj-Napoca. It's on cultural and creative industries and sectors. So you have a task, that's my challenge. You have to be one of the next co-location centers here. So, second, the European Innovation Council. I know what you will ask me. Why, when we look at the results, there is no so much candidates coming from EU 13? It's up to all of us to change this. Because it's true that first time we decided to invest in companies, not only in projects. Our budget is 10 billion euros, only for 22. The budget is 1.7 billion euros, the biggest ever for innovation in the European Union. But it's true that we need to use the different instruments, and for me, it's really important what we decided this year, especially, to have a new initiative, Scale Up 100. Second challenge, our intention is to identify the 100 most promising companies in Europe and help them to scale. So I would like really not to see the 5, 6 coming from the usual suspects countries. Please, we count on you. I'm sure that here we have a huge, huge potential. The other thing is, of course, the new initiative on women. You know that we managed to increase the budget from 2 to 10 million euros. Women Tech EU, 75,000 euros in grants, and in parallel, that's something very important, mentorship, leadership program. So I have only one demand, please don't hesitate to disturb my team in Brussels. So, of course, I would like to mention the European Innovation Ecosystem Program, because I'm not sure that that's very well known in all our regions, but that's exactly the purpose of these instruments in Horizon Europe, to support the connection of the regional innovation ecosystems, and there are currently 4 calls for proposals that will close by end of September. You have time. I encourage you really to apply if you want to develop your local ecosystem and connect it at European level. So, dear friends, yes, we have many European programs supporting innovation, and believe me, under the control of the President of the Committee of the Regions, I didn't talk about these beautiful word synergies with the European Regional Development Fund, but we are paying a lot of attention with Commissioner Ferreira. At the same time, it's really time to transform this beautiful word into something operational and something tangible on the ground. Because for me, that's a big point. So, as I said it today, the most important aspect of innovation are innovators. I think that that's what we have to talk about today. We are not here only for technology, we are here for our next generation of innovators. And they are already in front of us. So it is every one of you. I can only encourage you to make the most of these opportunities coming together, creating true ecosystems that work together. And this is why we are here. It is why the European Union put so much firepower behind you. So thank you very much for your work, for your inspiring will to create and to do good. As I'm always saying, be bold, think out of the box, no one left behind, and together we'll succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner, and I want to take this special occasion to thank you because you're our ambassador in the Global Startup City Partnership. When we thought of Innowave and the challenges last year, we say, Innowave, it's a wave, starting from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, and I want to say hi to our colleagues in Malaga who came here today. Also to our colleague in Vanta, Finland, so also the North Sea around. But how about the beautiful Greek seas, Aegean Sea? Yeah, we would like to see the Ionian Sea there. So with that, and with your permission, a really big thank you for the support. And the cluster of education, comprising of all the members, who understand the importance of educating ourselves in the daily work, I think it's important to mention this here, together with the Bulgarian Business Forum as being the entity to do this in the country, so being the one implementing the strategies. With that, I would like to pass the floor to the President of the European Committee of the Regions, Mr. Apostolos Tzitzikostas.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Let me first say that I am really happy to be here in this beautiful country, in this fantastic city, Cluj-Napoca, an open, bright, vibrant city, a clean city, a city with a vision, the IT capital of Romania, and I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you for something you know very well, which I am also in a position to know, believe me. You have one of the best mayors in Europe. Indeed, Emil Boc is not only a visionary local leader here in Romania, but I would add that Emil Boc is a European regional leader. And the European Committee of Regions is really based on people like Emil Boc, who through his work has proven that everything is possible. Congratulations, Emil. So, dear Mayor Boc, dear Commissioner Gabriel, dear mayors, vice mayors, ladies and gentlemen, it is really an honor for me to be here and to participate at this leading high-tech conference. The Innowave Summit, after its very successful first launch in Varna in Bulgaria, today we are at the midst of a transformational change in the global industry and the economy landscape. So this summit is no doubt an excellent occasion to discuss what this means for our regions and how we will be able to boost the local innovation ecosystems, digitalization and technology transfer that needs to happen starting at the local level if we want to succeed in this digital and this green transformation. Now, I want to start by highlighting the investing in innovation is not a luxury. It is a crucial choice to improve our capacity to protect citizens, support local economies, and be better prepared for future challenges. To remain competitive, we need to accelerate the digitalization and innovation capacity of every region and city in Europe. We must work to close the digital gap and the innovation divide that we witnessed, especially during the COVID crisis, so that no region and no place is left behind. Now, I can assure you that a successful digital transformation of the European Union industry and economy is a pressing priority today for the 1.2 million regionally and locally elected politicians of Europe in the 240 regions and the 90,000 municipalities of Europe. Therefore, supporting the local and regional economies in this major transformation and in this major transition is also high up in our agenda at the European Committee of Regions. So, dear Commissioner, dear friends, only by pooling resources and working together, we can best serve the interests of our citizens, of our regions, and our cities. Regions as central actors today in shaping Europe's innovative growth model, which requires a seamless link between place-based innovation ecosystems and the industrial ecosystems. Our regions and cities in Europe can bring together all the key actors of the digital and industrial transition: businesses, higher education, training, research, social partners. We can focus more on strengthening our local innovation systems, mobilizing and interconnecting research, innovation, and technological capacities to fight this innovation divide. We can strengthen links between research and businesses, give a stronger role for regions and cities in the co-creation process, boost our innovation hubs, and support our startups. The European Union supports its regions in this transformation. For example, from 2014 to 2020, the EU cohesion policy supported over 1.4 million enterprises all across Europe. The number will rise to over 2 million by 2023. This supports, and this great support, also helps boost our innovation ecosystems. We also have European co-financing from the Digital Europe program to support the rollout of broadband to close the digital gap between urban and rural areas, the digitalization of firms and industry, and investments in development of innovative digital technologies. Moreover, we have effective European instruments, such as smart specialization strategies, digital innovation hubs, and of course, technology clusters. And finally, European Commission's 5G smart community approach could provide today novel opportunities for local communities to accelerate the deployment of 5G connectivity. And I say this knowing that today here in Cluj-Napoca, the mayor and the municipality is working hard to get 5G connectivity everywhere. And you have already done a lot of work in this direction. Now, why is this important? Because this would enable citizens and businesses to reap its benefits from services of general interest. And we need to do it, because this is the future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, despite all these positive developments, Europe, unfortunately, lags behind the US, not just in the creation of digital technologies, but also in their adoption. And while the European Union is indeed a leader in research and international scientific collaboration, it still lags behind in turning research results into innovations and bringing them to the market. Therefore, what we need today more than ever is genuine cross-border and inter-regional collaboration, because only working across borders we will be able to tap into synergies, reach critical mass in co-investment, and develop innovative and sustainable solutions for our industry, for our SMEs, and for our societies. This collaboration and stimulation of innovation, as launched in the Innowave and with the founding members of Varna and Cluj-Napoca, is a first-class example of this kind of fruitful cooperation. And I have an announcement to make to you today. We agreed with Mayor Bock yesterday that we will have Thessaloniki, my city, and Cluj-Napoca being sister cities within the next couple of months. And I would also like to propose this morning to you, to all the people of this great event, and to Mayor Bock, to add Thessaloniki in this Innowave Varna Cluj-Napoca collaboration and bring the third basic pillar in this effort. So, my dear friends, in closing, again, I want to thank you very much for this invitation to be here today with you, knowing that this city is a front runner in connecting talents, innovation, and a strong political will to bring about positive change and sustainable, inclusive economic growth. Due to the energetic political leadership of Emil Bock, Today, this mandate has proved to be a vibrant innovation ecosystem. Cluj-Napoca has become indeed the IT capital of Romania. And today, Cluj also hosts this leading high-tech conference. So indeed, once again, congratulations, and I'm convinced that this summit, the participants, the speakers and event partners will all find inspiration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to give the word to the Vice Mayor of Varna, Plomena Marinova.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear friends, we heard a lot of strong messages today for innovations, policies, European expectations and money. When I have prepared my visit here, I asked the timekeeper of the conference and my dear friend Emilia Botezan, you asked me to speak after one of the strongest leaders in Europe. What do you expect me to say? And the answer was, just be concise, speak from your heart, and tell about us. So, that's a promise I will keep. And I want to tell the story of our journey, the modern tale of two cities, the story of togetherness. Together, this is how Varna and Cluj-Napoca we have been working for the last 7 years. Started at the beginning with relationships through European EF capital cities, developing the field of culture by exchanging events and festivals, paving our way to start up cities network. Our efforts are visible. We started European Youth Capitals Network to promote the possibilities for the cities to become a test ground for innovative youth policies. And that initiative is going to be officialized today here in Cluj. We created Startup Cities Network to help the cities boost their exposure and possibilities for business creations and investments in smart ideas, which are going to change our societies. Started from Varna and growing through the year, Innowave Summit is here today, meeting new, versatile audience and possibilities. Nevertheless, behind all of this are people. People who share the same European values. People who believe that together we are stronger, together our voice is better heard. Our local municipalities, we know each other by names. Our youth organizations running projects together. Our businesses and startups meet and plan together. Our universities extend knowledge and talent beyond the physical borders. And today, we are gathered here to celebrate these first 7 years of togetherness. They say that the first 7 years are most important. We can say, for us, they were founders. We share and we build together. We show how two cities from two different member states can be a tool for intelligent development of whole regions. What we strongly believe is that our common paths lead to more greener, innovative, inclusive, and attractive people for youth generations. The future of Europe. Once again, Mayor Bok, thank you for having Innowave Summit here. And let's celebrate these partnerships together for the next few days. Thank you.
Dear Vice Mayor Plamena Marinova, Blagodaria. The same to Commissioner Blagodaria. Evaristopoli, for your future promises, in having Thessaloniki together with us in the family of the startup cities of the European Capital of Youth. And we know that together new topics can be discussed and found. And I want to pay a special thank you to our colleagues in the startup family for putting the topic of the startup village on the floor, because what we discover is not about rural urban as a physical space, it's about values. And this is what really unites us. With that, I would like to thank everybody, but before we go into a good and well-deserved break with good coffee, we would like to have the video message from the Bulgarian president, Mr. Rumen Radev.
The organizers and participants in the International Innowave Summit Cluj-Napoca. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you all and express my support for this significant event in the digital agenda of non-metropolitan cities in Europe. Last year in my speech at the Innowave Pre-Summit in Varna, I declared that it has always been important for me to encourage initiatives that improve the economic situation in Bulgaria, especially when they occur at local level. You are probably aware that as European youth capital, Varna has received international recognition for its success in boosting youth participation. A year later, it became the first Bulgarian city with local strategy for digitalization of the region and a detailed plan for its implementation. Today, I am glad to see how the connection and collaboration between Varna and Cluj-Napoca represents the gist of the European innovation efforts in our region. I would like to encourage and congratulate the organizers of the summit on their bottom-up approach to use regional dialogue and incentives as powerful tools to change the environment. Innowave has become a well-known brand for developing a platform for collaboration and stimulation of startups. Our presidential institution welcomes the effort and good practices for interaction among businesses, education, NGO sector, and local and regional authorities. I highly appreciate that this year's edition is focused on knowledge, innovation, and youth. Investing in next-generation education and lifelong learning is an indicator of societal maturity and the state of business climate. This is especially important in the context of the European Year of Youth. It is up to us all to promote youth involvement in decision-making and demonstrate that it is important and can be successful. I wish everyone to inspire more and more followers with their personal example regarding business environment development, startup community, and the proactive young entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. And as the mayor said, I'm the timekeeper, but also the program keeper. So I just want to tell you that after the break, we want you to be totally curious about what Director Matthew Baldwin will have to say for the Mission 100 and for the future of cities. Just a closing remark.
Thank you very much. I don't want to keep you from your coffee, dear Commissioner, dear Mayors. What a wonderful event. You're bringing people together from all walks of life, the universities, the companies, and the cities. And this is what's so exciting to me about our mission. I can't wait to talk to the entrepreneurs about how we can do these things together. Commissioner, you've set for us an inspiring example of how we can mainstream innovation in everything we're going to do. Can't wait to talk to you about it. See you after the break. Thank you.